Media and Sports, Honorable Bakari Baji. We're still here in Cameroon, and after losing to the host nation in the quarterfinals, the Gambian delegation and players are still in Cameroon, yet to fly back to Banjul. Take us through the latest developments.
I know the latest development, to put it simple, is we're almost about to leave here. Unfortunately, yes, we delayed for about 24 hours because we were supposed to leave 48 hours after the termination of our journey. So, which is yesterday, Monday. So, by arrangement, we were supposed to have left here yesterday, and unfortunately, the company that was contracted to do the services failed us. Just to set the record straight, this has nothing to do with government or the GFF or the NCC. Yes, we'll take responsibility as a national coordinating committee that is responsible for the overall coordination of all the arrangements. But so far, since we started the whole journey of AFCON, we've had a very successful trip. We've had some maybe minor hitches here and there, but nothing major like this one. So this is unfortunate, and nobody expected that it was going to happen this way. As of yesterday in the morning, when we got the information around 9, the arrangement was that the flight was supposed to be here, so that we leave at 12 p.m. and we should have been in Gambia by 3 p.m. And that was what we communicated to the people out there, that Gambia is going to welcome the fans. I mean, the players and the fans were all ready for it. But it's a 4-hour flight, and we expected that if we leave, Cameroon is 1 hour ahead. So eventually, by 9 a.m., the flight did not come, and the logistics committee have been in touch with the company that was hired, which is Jet Sports. They were supposed to bring the flight, they did not. And then by 2, they gave us an option to say they're not able to bring the bigger flight, that they can bring a smaller flight that can take some people to Gambia, and then the others will go 2 days after. So as an NCC, I convened an emergency meeting, and at the emergency meeting, we all agreed in consultation with the players that fact that the situation is like this, we can leave it and go by the second option, which is to go the next day, which is today, instead of going in bits, in two phases. So last night, we insisted on getting the flight details so that we can be able to know where the flight is located using the radar and all that. Then they came up with some kind of excuses. One, they said they were struggling to get the flyover permits in Ghana, which is not, later on we realized it's not true, because we used one Mr. Danjo at Civil Aviation to help us with Ghana. And then he came back to say they have not communicated the flight details. So we know there is some information that they're telling us. But at least, to cut the story short, we concluded on leaving today at 12, and the players were also communicated to that we will leave today. Everyone in the SEC was told the same thing. It costs us some, because we have to now pay an extra night in the hotel, extra feeding for everyone, but with the assurance that we were going to leave today. So this morning, the same story started. Around 9 a.m., they told us, we will get back to you by 11. I mean, when I say we, I'm just putting everyone in the, I'm not in touch with them. It's the logistics committee that discussed with them. 9, they told us we'll get back to you by 11. And then I called them in the morning, and I said, the way things are going, like SIF is going to be a repetition of what happened yesterday. So we were working on an alternative. Now, chartering a flight is not like an easy thing, like going to online and buying a ticket. It's a completely different thing. You have to get a broker, because you don't deal directly with the owners of the flight. You have to get a broker. The broker have to look at the flight duration and give you a cost. And then it's an extra cost. It costs us, or for this one that we're getting now, is $170,000 US. That's what government is going to pay to take people out of here. So that is not something you can just go in and say, yes, just give it. It's not. It's about 8-point-something million. So we had to arrange with the company, agree on the terms, and then get approval from Banjul, from government, to say this is the situation. We need this approval to be able to get people here. And government gave us a go-ahead. So this was what has taken us from 9 to now. But eventually, we were able to get a company that is willing to bring a flight here and take people out. And we are scheduled to leave here at 8:20 p.m. at night. So this is just what the situation has been. Unfortunately, as it has been, and we've kept the public aware, because yesterday we told people that we're not going to make it. But I want to again reiterate that it is not anybody's intention to be here and then not to leave at the time that you're supposed to leave. But accommodation, even CAF accommodation for the players, stopped yesterday. Now, the other ones that we booked, which is to separate the players to keep them in one room, each was booked until yesterday. And all of that was paid for. But now we have to pay extra nights for the fans, for players, and everyone. So this is the situation, and that's just what I want to say.
Are you going to take legal actions against this company?
Yeah, in fact, already we've started that. Because yesterday when we were struggling with them, and email, telephone conversations, because there's this lawyer, Emmanuel here, who was in the Gambia as a judge. This is where he comes from. So he's been here because he knows Gambians. He's been here all the time. When we started having troubles with the company, we involved him. And he was the one who was eventually talking with them last night. Until 1 a.m., he was in communication with them. This morning, he was in communication with them. And yesterday, they told him that they can provide lunch for everyone at their own cost, because then we were going to leave in the evening. And then when they failed, then everything changed. But Emmanuel is the one that we have contracted, and he's the one who's been dealing with them. So yes, we are going to pay money to take people here, out of here, but now we're going to institute some legal actions. The company is from Cameroon, like I said, and Emmanuel will handle that in terms of recovering the cost plus damages that this has caused. But of course, the embarrassing situation cannot be compensated. That is between us and the public. But we hope Gambians and everyone will understand that it has not been a short journey. This has been from way back. We've not had anything like this. And if you provide or pay somebody to provide services for you, and the person don't provide the services as expected, we'll expect the Gambian population to understand that this is not about money issue. It's not about a failure on our part. We have paid them 100%, but they failed to provide the plan for the return leg.
Yeah, however, let's also talk about the match bonuses. We heard on social media that players are complaining about the match bonuses.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, truthfully, I've been busy trying to sort out this issue in terms of getting the flight here. So I've not really watched the video. Somebody brought it here and showed me about 1 minute. And I said, I don't have time to focus on this right now. Let me try to sort out the issue of the flight. Now, when I was done with the flight, I watched the video. It's unfortunate that a player or two players are complaining about mad bonuses. I don't know what mad bonus they're talking about. See, we've never told the public how much the players are paid. I mean, giving mad bonuses. But I'm going to take this opportunity to say that the players, according to the scheme, the bonus scheme, each player is paid 2,500 euros for every match that they win. And all of the matches they won, we paid them the 2,500 euros per match. When they qualified into the round of 16, they were paid each 6,500 euros. So we don't owe them. I don't even know why that is an issue. The only thing that I think maybe they're talking about is the $10,000 that we said. The $10,000 was very clear. I wasn't even here. I was in Banjul. But the president told me that the players want to know how much we're going to pay them, how much we're going to compensate them from the 1.7 million or 1.17 million that CAF will give if they get to the quarterfinals. And we consulted, and when I announced it, that's how I said it. I said, we have consulted and we've agreed that we are going to give each player $10,000 from the money that CAF is going to give for reaching the quarterfinals. That is simple. CAF, you don't exit the tournament and CAF writes a check and give it to you. It doesn't work like that. The tournament will have to go to the end, and then eventually CAF will take maybe a month or two to transfer these monies to the JFF, and that's the time we can give it to them. So the idea that they did not give us the $10,000 they promised us when they know that the money is supposed to be from CAF, I don't understand. And I felt disappointed that the players knew exactly what the $10,000 is about, but yet still they decided to bring it up as an issue.
When the team was in Qatar, scheduled to play test games, they did not play due to COVID and other stuffs. Did the ministry pay the players any sort of bonus?
No, they were paid camping allowances. Now, regularly, the arrangement is anytime they have a camp, they're paid camping allowance. That has nothing to do with their accommodation and feeding and all the other things which is paid for. Now, the camping allowance was paid, but the match bonuses is attached to a match. If they win, they get 100% pay. If they draw, they get a 50%. If they lose, then they don't get any match bonuses. Now, in Qatar, they were scheduled to play Algeria, but then they canceled the match. So there was no match that happened, and there was no payment. But of course, the camping allowance was paid when they arrived at camp.
Minister, your final message to the Gambian people, because yesterday a lot of Gambians turned out to be at the airport, waited. Some of them lined across the streets, never saw the team. Today, I expect there will be a lining up as well to expect the team back home. It's not clear when are we going to touch down at the Banjul International Airport. Your message to the Gambian people?
No, our message to the Gambian people is to apologize sincerely for what has happened. It's, like I said earlier, nobody's intention that something like this can happen. But again, we want to assure everyone that as far as we are concerned as a ministry, and of course I cannot speak on behalf of the Football Federation, but we've been working in collaboration in all these things. But this also is an NCC, a National Coordinating Committee, that has so many stakeholders and everybody's involved. So on our behalf, Ministry, GFF, and the NCC, we just want to extend our sincere apologies that people took time to come and welcome the players at the airport, and some were ready to line up on the street to welcome them. The executive, the president, and everyone was going to be ready to be at the State House to receive them when they go there. It didn't happen. It's not anybody's fault. Anyone who has been following global issues, you understand aviation travel sometimes have challenges. In Gambia, we do not have a company of our own. I see some people comparing other countries. I mean, Tunisia has Tunisia Airline, Morocco has Moroccan Airline. They can easily come in and get their people out. For us, we are depending on a third party to provide a service for us, and we have paid that, but it didn't happen that way. So we want to apologize, but also to the players. For me, I've never wanted to get into issues with players because some of them are brothers. Some of them I've known personally, and that's why sometimes when people see me relate with them, they think it's the minister with the players. No, it's a brother-to-brother thing, and that is what has been there. That's why I go into the changing room, I discuss with them, I converse with them over the phone. I was talking with Nda yesterday and today. And the same thing with quite a number of them. So what has happened is unfortunate, but I hope that they will understand that we do not have any intention to keep them here further. And as it is right now, like I said, everyone is set. We've left the issue of jet sports problem aside, and we've gone ahead to contract another company to come and take people here. And in the next 1 hour, we'll be leaving here to go to the airport, and our flight leaves at 8:20. And we'll be in Banjul by 11:20 this night. And, that's all we can say. But also to thank people for the support. Some have reached out to express concern. Others have, of course, gone onto social media to say things that they are not very